The wind screamed across the endless white wilderness as snow buried everything in sight. No trees, no roads, no signs of life. Only ice, darkness, and temperatures cold enough to freeze a human in minutes. Somewhere in that frozen nightmare, 15 sled dogs had been left behind, and nobody believed they would survive. This is the unbelievable true story of Taro and Jiro. In 1958, a Japanese Antarctic research team was forced to evacuate their station after a violent storm trapped the area in deadly ice. The scientists had no choice. Helicopters could only carry people, not dogs. So the team made a heartbreaking decision. They changed the sled dogs outside the station, hoping another rescue crew would return for them soon. But the weather became worse. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and nobody could reach Antarctica again. The world assumed the dogs were gone, frozen, starved, lost forever in the ice. When people in Japan heard the news, many cried. The sled dogs had become national heroes. Children wrote letters about them. Newspapers mourned them, and the scientists carried guilt in their hearts, wondering if the loyal dogs had suffered alone in the snow. Almost a year later, another expedition finally returned to the abandoned Antarctic station. The rescue team stepped carefully through the frozen camp, expecting silence, expecting tragedy. But then, something moved in the distance. 2 dogs, alive, Taro and Jiro. Against impossible odds, the brothers had survived nearly an entire year in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Nobody could believe it. The chains had somehow broken during the storm, allowing the dogs to escape. And somehow, through blizzards, hunger, and endless freezing darkness, they stayed alive. The rescue crew watched in shock as the dogs cautiously approached them. Thin, weathered, but alive. The story spread across Japan almost instantly. People called it a miracle. How could 2 dogs survive Antarctica alone? Scientists believed the dogs hunted penguins, searched for frozen scraps, and relied on pure instinct to endure the deadly cold. But perhaps there was something more powerful keeping them alive. Hope. Because every day, those dogs waited for their humans to come back. Taro eventually returned to Japan, where thousands welcomed him home as a hero. Children lined the streets just to see the dog who survived Antarctica. Statues were built in their honor. Movies were made about their story. And even today, Taro and Jiro remain symbols of courage, endurance, and loyalty beyond imagination. Because sometimes, even in the coldest place on Earth, the warmest hearts still refuse to give up.